Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is your host, Vivian S. de Guzman, and welcome to My Spiritual GPS. So we know that we are all where we are presently in life, and for a majority of those of you who are seekers, spiritual healers, and coaches, you're probably looking for your soul purpose, or the better terminology to use is your soul purpose will actually find you when you're ready. And sometimes we're caught in the middle of the mess, right? That's why we call it the GPS. It's like God positioning system, wherein we are placed in different places in our lives and we meet certain people just because God has given us some of these little trail marks so that when we are ready and willing to show up for our soul purpose, we can be there and we can enjoy all the blessings that come with that. So one of the biggest instrumental people in my life, I met her through CEO Space, actually. So we were doing a seminar, right? It's a business seminar wherein we find out what kind of business we're doing and how we can market ourselves and much more, how to be an entrepreneur. So this particular lady we met at CEO Space because, of course, at that time I was looking for my purpose. And that was 2013. So her name is Jayne Sanders. And Jayne is called the Soul Whisperer. We met, we became good friends. We were able to exchange services as well, right? And she's tried my energy work and I've tried her work and definitely have referred her to a lot of my clients so that they themselves can find their purpose. So Jayne, welcome. I know you were featured in Forbes magazine and you're just going out there and you love to ride your horse. What's her name? Darby, right?
His name is Darby.
His name is Darby, and that's your favorite horse. You just, I know, I see a lot of that in social media, so that's why. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Vivian. It's so good to see you, and I'm very happy to be here. Yeah, I am the Purpose Whisperer.
Purpose Whisperer. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I help people identify and then live in alignment with their purpose and their special gifts. And I help them take action on their blind spots so that they love their lives and love their work more.
Exactly.
I'm very fulfilled. It's my purpose to do this work.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions so that people have a little bit of idea of how you started. I know you started in corporate America, right? So tell us how you got from corporate to scientific hand analyst. That's kind of like a little bit far off, don't you think?
I know. I've had 3 prior careers to this, all involving corporate America, and was very successful in each one, but would always reach a wall after a few years of discontent and feeling off track and knowing that I wasn't on purpose, knowing I was supposed to be doing something else, but I just couldn't figure it out. And career coaches didn't help me, filling out all the assessments, reading the books. I was just really stuck.
Right.
And I got one of those cosmic 2-befores, Vivian. After about 15 years in my 3rd career, I had a professional speaking business and was doing very well. But as my heart pulled away from the business, so did the revenue. And but I didn't know what else to do, so I kept doing it. And I was just in this downward spiral. And then both of my parents passed away within 3 months of each other. And it was just a big wake-up call. I was like, I got to quit farting around and figure out what I'm meant to do, what's supposed to light me up, and how I'm meant to make the difference I'm meant to make in the world. I went on Google and I started Googling, how do I find my life purpose? I knew that's what I was missing.
Yes.
And after a few months, went down a couple of wrong paths, but after a few months, ran across a headline for a teleseminar. And it said, discover your innate life purpose. And I was like, I just couldn't click that link fast enough. And the first words I saw were hand analysis, I was so disappointed. I was like, I know palm reading can be great, but it's not going to give me what I need. And then I said the word scientific. And that one word helped me put aside my anal MBA skepticism. So I listened to it. It was very credible. I really wanted my purpose. So I got a scientific hand analysis done. Changed my life.
Yes.
Changed my life.
So share with the audience. So I know for those of you who have a corporate brain, a lot of masculine energy there, like it has to be not woo-woo, because if it's woo-woo, I am not going to believe anything this woman says. But like you are sharing with the audience that you have a corporate background. That's why that was the first thing that prevented you from clicking the link, except for the word scientific, right?
Right.
So what is the difference between a scientific hand analysis and palm reading?
So they both are rooted in ancient palmistry, but palm reading, the accuracy is dependent on the intuition level of the reader. And scientific hand analysis is a database. It's a learnable system that anybody can learn, and there are no predictions with it. There's no fortune telling, and I get asked a lot, well, when am I going to meet Mr. Right? I don't know. I hope real soon, but I can tell you what to work on to make the chances of that happening sooner.
Ah, exactly. So now with them, is this done in person or not?
No, well, you can. I do all mine by Zoom. So I have clients in 10 different countries. I send a handprint kit. You follow the instructions, take your prints using some ink sheets that I send, mail them back to me, and then I make sure they're clear, which they are 99% of the time. And then we set up 2 Zoom calls with me. So you get 2 hours with me. So there's a lot of value. One is for the analysis, which is like a fire hose, people. I mean, it's, a lot of information, very comprehensive, very profound, very specific, and accurate. So accurate that Forbes wrote an article about it.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
And maybe you can share with you can share with the audience a little bit of some of the lines so that they understand a little bit, right?
Sure. Do you have that?
Yes, I have that here.
Great, a visual. Awesome. Visuals are so good.
Visuals are good because it helps people understand.
Yeah.
So this is how it looks like. So let me move myself out of the way and you can explain that.
And can you take that question down? I don't know if it's possible. The question of is hand analysis done in person is going across some of the information. Anyway, everything matters, guys, in the hands. We look at everything. Everything means something. We get a lot of information from fingerprints, and fingerprints never change, right? They're formed when you're still in the womb and never change, which means the information that I interpret about you from your fingerprints will never change either. Everything else in the hand can change. Basically, the science part is that the lines in your hands mimic the neural pathways in your brain. So you can see on this handout here, there are a few major lines that are listed on the left side and pointing to, although it's kind of hard to see, pointing to those major lines. And the heart line always starts underneath the pinky and goes across the hand. And where it ends tells me your relationship style. And you can see the 4 basic types down below. You might have to squint a little bit, but if it goes no further than halfway past the middle finger, any shorter than that, but no further than halfway past, it's called a hermit or a social hermit. If there's some curve to it, it's social hermit, which means that that person is more emotive than a regular hermit. But hermits, it means very briefly, this is real top line, they keep their deepest feelings close in until they trust. They can be very loyal. Alone time is required for them to be the best they can be. They need a lot of freedom. Every marking in the hands, by the way, has both master and student path. Master path is where we want to go. Student path is what we want to work on. So the master path, people hermits who are on the master path have high integrity, high reliability. Their favorite way of communicating love and affection in any type of relationship is doing things, acts of service. They can be romantic, they're not so mushy. And primary student path is trust issues. Then there's one, a very popular one, a very common one called the big heart, and it goes from the outside of the pinky all the way to the index finger or just inside the index finger. And a big heart is all about helping others. Love, connection, nurturing. They can express love and affection any way they want, and their primary student path is, number one, overgiving because they so much want to help, and number two, being receiving challenged. It's hard for them to ask for help, and it's hard for them to accept help when it's offered. But interesting point, I had both hermit and big heart in my hands when I started this work, and one of my hermits has grown totally to a big heart in the last few years, because all I do all day long now is help people. So yeah, the lines in your hands can change. Everything can change except the fingerprints. And then there's a fourth type that has a lot of dramatic curve to it. It starts under the pinky and curves up to just inside the middle finger. And that's called a passionate. And that's somebody who's very passionate about life and outgoing and a lot of fun to be around. And passionates want what they want, and they want it now, damn it. And they'll figure out how to get it, and they help others. They model for others how to ask for what you want. And then the fourth one is called a romantic idealist. It's very long. It can be rather straight. It goes at least halfway past the middle finger and sometimes all the way across the hand. So it's sort of like a extended hermit. But a romantic idealist likes to think about their feelings and emotions and their relationships. They can be very considerate because they're always thinking about it. And their challenge is being in their head too much and not letting themselves feel their emotions. But, you know, you can see the headline. Well, it's kind of, yeah, if you look closely, you can see it starts under the index finger and then can go straight across, can bend down. And a headline is how you think, how you process information, how you make decisions, how you want information given to you. Fate line, as some people have none, and this person has multiple ones, as you can see there, which is how you approach work and job and projects and career. And when you have multiple fate lines, it can indicate that you've had multiple careers and or that you multitask. And then a lifeline, which is that major line that goes around the fleshy base of the thumb, tells us some little tiny bit of health things, but connections to your family, groundedness, things like that. And then the circles, I'm going really fast here. The circles are gift markings. And gift markings are very important to know about because they help you fulfill your purpose. So when I do hand analysis, I give people two versions of their purpose. The foundation piece that comes from the fingerprints, and then an expanded version that adds to that foundation keywords from any of the gift markings. They're important because they're unusual, because they help explain the how you're meant to fulfill your purpose. And they're important because they have student paths too, so they can be kind of a double-edged sword. When you have gift markings, they bring in that many more student paths, and student paths show up kind of as life complications, little ones and big ones. You know, being bored, stuck, overwhelmed, confused, frustrated, procrastinating, angry, sad, relationship challenges, money stuff, career confusion, etc.
Right. And that takes me to my next question of what changes have occurred due to knowing the gifts, the school, and the purpose. So,
and the purpose.
Yes. And for me, I just want to share with the audience. So after Jayne has read my hands, I was already in transition from physical therapy to eventually doing energy work. And before my first event, that was 2014 or 15.
Early 14.
I was at 14, yes, because December 2013 was when we met at CEO Space. So what happened when I realized that I had these gifts, I can't remember if it was 11 or 13, one of the numbers.
And I was a lot. That's unusual, guys. Just know that. That's a lot of gifts.
That's a lot of gifts. So I was in the school of love, and that meant I needed to love myself because my family and my culture has allowed me to love others first before me. And I said, no wonder I'm so confused, because it didn't feel quite natural. Yet I followed what my parents and my culture and religion said to me initially, which led me to look for the purpose, because I was so confused. Money wasn't flowing. Just a lot of challenges, obviously, that came with that. If you're in the wrong school, so that was what I told Jayne. Jayne, I didn't realize I was in the wrong school. I thought I was in the school of service, but I was in the school of love. Now, it didn't mean I cannot do service. Actually, all my life, I'm still doing service. Mm-hmm. However, I needed to make sure I put myself first. That unconditional self-love had to be present for me to be able to serve with this full heart, right? That's really that. So that was, I was very grateful for Jayne for really enlightening me on my gifts. I thought I was a freak and a weirdo, whatever I was.
Well, you are, but not about this.
Yeah. But I can see all these things in the body, right? Like, how come I can scan people's body and they have a hard time looking at it? And I'm like, that's their problem. And then Jayne said, yeah, because that human MRI side of you is one of your gifts, that the intuitive side of me. You said I was an intuitive healer in the spotlight. And for me, that was an aha moment, because I was hiding. Mm-hmm. For those of you who have something like that, I was hiding in my clinic, hoping that Oprah would find me, but that didn't work, because I needed to be out there speaking, sharing my message. That was what I was meant to do. Hence, now TV. That's the reason why there's success that goes with that, because my hands and my gifts said so. So share with us a little bit more changes from your side, because you have read thousands probably of hands.
Yep. Well, I think something to add to what you just said, Vivian, is that you took action.
Yeah, that's true.
You can get a hand analysis and be like blown away at the accuracy and the insights, and then not take action on it. So that's what's so important. You took action. And what I remember you telling me is you went from being financially challenged to 6 figures within 6 months.
Yep.
So, that's extreme, but it happened, right? She did it. So I've had all kinds of results from different clients. I've had relationships repair, people start new businesses, people who were about to give up on their business re-engage and accept it and go for it. And it gives people validation and permission to really step into who they are and their gifts, which changes everything. Sometimes just that shift.
Yeah, just one shift.
Huge. So, you pretty much name something and it's happened. In terms of results. And I don't mean just love relationships. I mean work relationships. I mean, one woman completely repaired her relationship with her mother. And some of these required some coaching as well, but, they took action, but all kinds of, and you can go to my website at purposewhisperer.com and go under client raves, and you'll see dozens and dozens of testimonials. And I see a question came up here. What do I spend the second hour on when I do an analysis? I really want people to watch that recording, because it's hard to really take it all in. And the second hour, and it may just be 30 minutes, but you have an hour with me if you need it, is to ask questions and have me go deeper or help you understand the information more thoroughly so you can apply it in your life.
Yes, and let me show the audience that question from Teddy. it's so true that the information, you think your hand has little information? Oh my God. When Jayne was talking with me, actually, I got a package for each of my daughters, who's now in their 20s, and I needed to have them review that because you know how when they transition from college to in your life, right? Because that schooling is done, they need some form of a guidance. And for me, it was an aha moment when I heard Jayne said what she said, and then I read what she said, and then I realized who I really am. Because you know how we have family conditioning, we call it programming, right? Because it doesn't mean that your parents are that you're also going to be like that. Sometimes I think at the soul level, we choose our parents so we can learn the lessons.
I think that all the time.
Yeah, you think that all the time as well, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to share that with you, that the 2 hours goes by so fast. And then you get these aha moments like, oh, no wonder I was like that. No wonder I behave like that. No wonder why I'm irritated about that, right? So there's so much about your school, your gifts. There are 4 schools, right, Jayne? School of
4
Love.
possible schools.
Okay, what are the 4 schools so people have a clue?
Well, I hesitate to mention it because you think you know what they mean, but you don't. But there's service, love, wisdom, and peace. And somebody can be in 1, a lot of people are in 2, some are even in 3. But all right, so I had something I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, so yeah, thank God I found my purpose, but I am as highly certified as possible in this work. There are 4 levels. I am level 4, which means I can teach it. I'm a master because of the sheer number of hand analysis that I've performed. The hand analysis is 1 hour. You get the recording, a summary report, and then a second hour a week or 2 later to give you time to watch that recording, take it in a little deeper, digest it, make notes of any questions that come up. And then, we have that second hour.
Perfect.
Yeah. So it all, and my own, look what it did for me. I mean, I was totally unhappy in my corporate stuff, and it helped. I knew if I took action on it, because I didn't know immediately I wanted to be a hand analyst. I just started taking action on the student paths and got more clarity. Doors would open, got introduced to some teachers, thought, well, I'll go into this class. And, oh, hi, Catherine. And just realized, oh my God, if I feel so inspired and on fire after my hand analysis, before I even knew what to do with the information, I want to help people feel like that. Catherine, thank you so much for that nice note. That's lovely.
So Catherine Ong said, a reading from Jayne was a gift or a message from above. I learned about so much about myself that propels me to move forward with my spiritual path. Thank you, Jayne. Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. You're so welcome.
Yes. And oops, sorry, just to let you know that Jayne Sanders, her valuable scientific hand analysis is part of my Gold VIP program, because I do believe that when you have your information, everything you need to know about yourself, everything you need to know about your gifts, then you can actually just be. And you don't need to explain to people, well, I have this third eye that works actually. That what happened here? All right, medical intuitive, and then they're like, what does that mean? Just book a session. Then you almost like get to the bottom of it and say, just experience the gift that comes with it, because I believe that all of us have special gifts, and when you dumb yourself down or numb yourself down, dumb or numb, right? You don't really live your purpose, and then you don't really shine your light.
It doesn't feel good either. It feels
happy. You don't feel good. That's why a lot of people are sick.
Yeah.
Because they're not living it. They're living according to their head, which doesn't really tell you much because it's just all the history of what happened to you. And it's not real. You know, you can create your own reality. So Shifra joined in and said,
Hi,
I
so
love
glad you enjoyed them.
So Shifra is very grateful. She even texted me, like, yes, I love my session with Jayne. Yeah, and I know a lot of our audience, they've had sessions with you. All of my clients pretty much have sessions with you. Even some
Thank you for that. Oh, and we have a special for them today too.
Oh, okay. So tell us about the special.
Yeah. So for Vivian's group, for Vivian's community, hand analysts charge all across the board. You know, some of it depends on their experience, but with somebody with my experience and certifications, my price, my retail price is probably average at $497. And it's worth every penny. Nobody out of thousands of clients, nobody has ever asked for a refund. I think that says a lot. But for you guys listening, what are we going to go to November 15th?
Yes,
100 off that. So that's over 20%, 100 off that for $397. So that's a big deal for all that time with me and the value of the information. So please take advantage of this. You will not regret it.
Yes, we know that. We know that. Wow. So are there any questions from the audience? So any other questions? So I know you've been showered with a lot of gratitude.
Yeah. And I'm so grateful too. I'm grateful I found this. I'm just grateful that I took action on it, and I'm grateful for all my clients.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for enlightening their path so that they can actually live based on their design, not just based on, whatever people say they should do.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to be happy trying to please someone, because you notice this, right? Even when you're a kid, if you look at, your parents would say, you know what, if you keep quiet, I'm going to be happy. And then you're quiet, and then they say, well, why are you not talking? So, like, they're so confusing at times when they tell you the information. And so who you are through your hands, because it's obviously nobody like drew that except God, right? Like when you were born.
So Teddy's in. Yay, Teddy. So can Amy post that link in chat? Because I don't think they can copy it from the little picture.
Amy would really help us with that link. So she is doing that right now. And so, wow, thank you, Jayne. This has been a pleasure and an honor to have you as our special guest. So they can put a face, right? Because I know you guys talk on the phone. I don't know if you do Zoom link at times.
Always Zoom. All my sessions are by Zoom.
Okay, cool.
And so, I'm honored to be here, Vivian. So right back at you. We've been partners for 7 years now. So
7 years? Oh, yeah. Girl. That's a long-lasting relationship. Yes. Thank you. And because Jayne does such a good job, really reading my hands, showing who I really am, that's a gift by itself, right? That to know who you are, what gifts you have, and what's your purpose in this planet is a gift by itself, because now you can give that gift to others. And so for those of you listening, please go to the special link that we have on screen. And this is only good till November 15. It's kind of like your early Thanksgiving gift to yourself. It's good to know who you are. Yes.
And Vivian, hey, Rosemary, your energy work helped me too, remember? So I was, and of course, everybody on here already knows about you, right? How amazing your work is. Just truly amazing. So, yeah, definitely.
Yes. Okay, so let me put that. Rosemary, great to see you, Jayne. Thank you. Yes. And Rosemary is now with her 2 little boys, very healthy little boys. Happy, healthy mom, moving towards her purpose. So it's all good.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say, that people want to know, the purpose is not a job description. That would be cuckoo. But what we have to realize is there is no just one job that fulfills your purpose. There are options that you have. Nobody's shoved in a box. So, which is a good thing. You have options. It's up to you. and then I help people tell you if what you're doing is in alignment or, you know.
Yeah, that's a very special. I remember when you said to me the difference between, let's say, a student path versus a master path, right? You said, Vivian, you feel good when you're in the master path, and when you're in the student path, you don't feel very good. That's really that. So your feeling, your emotions kind of tell you where you are.
Yep.
And so I just listened to her recording again, and I go, oh yeah, I need to be in this path. So then I still fall in my student path, except I don't stay there too long. That's the difference.
Nobody could be on master 100% of the time. So I'm on student path. Everybody is on at least one student path every day.
Yes.
The key is to see it and then go, okay, wait a minute. How can I shift this?
Wait a minute. How can I shift this energy? Right.
Right. Or my mindset, or stop what I'm doing, or, whatever.
Awesome.
Love myself.
Yes. All right. Okay. So do you have any other questions? Amy, do we have any more questions on the comment? Rosemary loves us both. That's beautiful. Thank you, Rosemary. We love you back.
Absolutely.
I love learning. I'm really an introvert, not the extrovert everyone thinks I am. Awesome.
It's so good to get permission to really be who you are. It's such a relief.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much, Jayne.
Thank you, Vivian.
Show. And again, your website is?
PurposeWhisperer.com.
PurposeWhisperer.com. And you have the special link, which will also be available on Human MRI and on YouTube. We're going to have a replay. And this also airs through Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android TV, and Space. All right. So thanks, Jayne.
Thank you, Vivian.
For all of you out there, we are going to have, this is our last show for October, and we are going to do a gratitude relay from November 1 to 11. So I invite everyone to go to our Facebook group, Wealthy Money Mindset, wherein you can actually post a video of you and your kids. You can interview your kids and say, honey, what are you grateful for? And you say it, and then you pass the baton to 3 to 5 people. So I'm going to get started on the 1st of November. That's a Sunday. And if your name is called there, make sure you post a little video of you saying, what are you grateful for? So we know that the elections is coming, and there's a lot of energies up in the air right now, could be positive or negative, and we want to spread the light. We want to spread positivity. So from November 1 to 11, okay, stay tuned and join our Facebook group, Wealthy Money Mindset, and let's spread some love and positivity during this challenging times. All right, so thank you so much, and thank you, Amy F., for facilitating our comments today, and we will see you again next Wednesday for Tuesday at 12 p.m. for some fun shows in November. And we're going to do a lot of the reruns that you maybe did not watch in the past, but these are special episodes that you can learn from every single time. So if you have a question, please post it on our Facebook, Human MRI, and I'll make sure that at the end of the show, we will answer those. Okay? All right. See you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.